We asked AI to predict the next 5 WWE champions. Let's dive into it. All right, Dylan, we're back with another AI video. This time, we asked it to predict the next 5 WWE champions. And I also asked it to let me know and to predict like when the people will win and lose these belts. So, how are you feeling about AI's ability to do this? Think you're going to get some good options here?
We'll see. It really depends because AI has been hit or miss throughout these AI videos, throughout kind of our AI wrestling series that we've been
That's
doing.
right.
There's been some videos that they've really been surprising on, and then there's been some videos where AI has just been so completely off and makes you realize that there's a long time before they really have a shot to take all of our jobs. So um, we'll see. We'll see. I'm interested to hear what it has to say because this is a lot less creative and this is a lot more probably based off knowledge it gathered from the internet and stuff is what I'm gathering. So
Yeah, so obviously the current champ is John Cena. If you want to watch or listen to us talk about Backlash, you can check out our previous video where we discuss everything that happened at Backlash. So, John Cena is your current champion. Obviously, he won it at WrestleMania 41. So, let's discuss who's going to beat John Cena for the WWE Championship. And that person is going to be Cody Rhodes. The predicted win is SummerSlam of this year or Royal Rumble of next year. A redemption storyline where Rhodes overcomes John Cena would be a major moment. How do you feel about Cody Rhodes being the next person to win the WWE title?
yeah, this one felt like the slam dunk. I would have been
Slam
very
dunk.
disappointed if AI missed out on this one.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, slam dunk. We all feel pretty confident that Cody will get the title back from Cena. Doesn't feel like there's much of a point to have Cody lose it to Cena if he's not going to be the one to also take it back. So, especially
How
the
do you
way he
feel?
lost it.
How do you feel about him winning at SummerSlam? Obviously,
Uh,
Cena won't be at Royal Rumble.
yeah, I don't think it's that terrible of a prediction, actually, especially considering what just kind of happened at Backlash, the way we saw Cena potentially get a little bit emotional um, at his decisions and the tactics that he has taken to get to where he's at currently. So I'm not sure. I think SummerSlam is definitely a good bet for sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if it happens later. But based on kind of my prediction on the way I see things playing out, I think SummerSlam's a good bet.
I fully agree because you also I'm going to bet they're going to turn Cena back to a babyface. So you also kind of need time to do that without the championship because I think he's going to end. I'm assuming they're going to do a final PLE in his hometown in December. So obviously
Well,
they're
it's
going to want
something
him as
like
a
yeah.
babyface. So I'm with you. That's why I think I wouldn't be surprised. It feels like SummerSlam's a good time to have Cody take the title off of him. So the person who's going to take the WWE Championship off of Cody Rhodes is going to be the ring general Gunther. The predicted win would be WrestleMania 42. The ring general defeating a top babyface like Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania would establish him as the dominant force on SmackDown. Dylan, how you feel about Gunther being the one to then take the title off of Cody Rhodes?
So am I basing this off of what I think of it or like how likely it is to happen? Or both?
You could do both.
Yeah, so how likely? I don't know. I'm not convinced how likely it is. I don't think it's super, super unlikely. But I would actually be like, I think this is fine. I'm cool with this, actually. Especially considering, Gunther's taken two big losses at Mania the last couple years, right?
Yeah.
Um, and if you want to, I think, it would be a huge win for Gunther. Obviously, going over on Cody. Cody losing 2 years in a row would be pretty big. That would make him what 1 for 4 in title matches at
I think
WrestleMania.
so.
So, but also, I mean, that's just the life of a babyface, man. You lose, like,
Yeah.
um,
Look at John Cena's win-loss record.
no, yeah, that's what I mean. You lose a lot, and then you get big wins. Like that's what the wins
Yeah.
mean a lot more. So it's kind of the trade-off, but I don't think that's a bad call at all.
They also have history, you know. They were the last 2 entrants
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
Royal Rumble where they basically just put on another match. And then obviously Cody beat Gunther. Cody beat Gunther for the Crown Jewel
Yeah,
Championship.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think that would be a lot of fun, and especially again to establish Gunther as your most dominant heel. You have him beat your biggest babyface in the company. So I think so far, I think AI is doing pretty good. I also don't really care that Gunther's on Monday Night Raw because obviously they
Yeah,
may
we got
do a
time.
draft. They can shift things around however they want. And
They'll
as
do
we've seen
whatever
in
they
the
want.
past,
Yeah.
they don't really follow who's on what show. So let's move on to who's going to beat Gunther for the WWE Championship, Dylan. And that's going to be Bron Breakker. Predicted win will be Survivor Series of 2026 or Royal Rumble 2027. Breakker's power and intensity make him a believable conqueror for a dominant champion like Gunther. This would signify a new era. Dylan, Bron Breakker beating Gunther. How do you feel about that?
I like it. Yeah, AI's not doing too bad.
Great
So far.
match. Great
Yeah.
match.
So yeah, and I can see all of this happening, right? So
Yeah.
and I think we all can. It's not like that crazy at all. So yeah, I can definitely see this.
So, how do you feel about those times for him to win Survivor Series next year? You
I
think
think
that's
Survivor
likely?
Series is a good call.
November?
Yeah, I think
Interesting.
give Gunther a WWE title reign from like. Yeah, I like that. I think that's a good call. Or even Rumble, I think is also a decent call.
Yeah, especially if he he could like win um whatever number 1 contender matches to get him or like even if he wins at Survivor Series for a number 1 contender match and then he gets the match at Royal Rumble. There's obviously a bunch of different ways that they
Yeah.
can do this, but all right, so let's move on to the next one. The person that's going to then beat Bron Breakker for the WWE Championship is going to be Roman Reigns. The predicted win would be WrestleMania 43, which would be the spring of 2027. A returning tribal chief, possibly after a period away or a brand switch, looking to reclaim the championship he once held for a historic period, would be a blockbuster storyline. Dylan, how do you feel about Roman Reigns then beating Bron Breakker for the WWE Championship?
I don't hate it. Because I do fully believe Roman will get one more run in.
Easily.
Yeah. Well, you got to think, man. He doesn't have that much time left full time at all. Like,
Yeah. I mean, but I think
I think the over under is
maybe
probably 3 on how many
years
more
or
how
titles.
many more titles he wins.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. I don't even know if he gets to 3.
That's what I'm saying. I think two is 2.5. Or yeah, probably 1.5.
I would say 1.5 probably be where the line is.
Yeah, and I
I
would
think one more is a smash. I don't know
think
if he gets to
2.
2 more because his
Yeah.
one's going to be long.
So I will say, well, that's the thing I don't know. Like, I don't know if that's necessarily true. You know?
If his next
Like,
title run's going to be long,
yeah, you don't know that for sure.
I think it would be.
I mean, it's just like the longer we go, the less time he has. You know what I mean? To like be full time and just like I don't know. I think the idea of him getting a second one seems more likely to me now that Cena has gotten 17.
Mm.
If that makes sense. Because
Yes.
now I can see them doing something similar with Roman during like Roman's last run, whenever that may be, and I can see him winning it again before that. But like that's
Okay.
the only situation I see him winning two. I think, as if he like
Okay.
wins one and then wins it again in his like last run when he's like going out.
Yeah, I also feel the same way about Randy. I feel pretty good about Randy getting like maybe 1 to 2 more
I feel like
title runs.
I think two is a pretty big smash, honestly, for Randy.
Because yeah,
Right.
like he's gonna stay within at least within 2 of
Right?
Cena's
Because you gotta
17.
yeah, and you gotta think too, like yeah, because if he gets two, he'll be at 16, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I honestly think it's a smash he gets two. I
Hell yeah.
think
Give it to me.
like because I think he gets at least one more good run, right?
Oh, 100%.
Like at least one more good run as a champion. And then it's like on top of that, I'm just like within the next 5 to 8 years that Randy potentially could be wrestling if he stays like healthy for a, a longer time, like there's gonna be a point where they need a transitional champion figure
Yeah.
at some point, and who better for that to be than Randy? Kind of,
Yeah.
I think. So, like that's the other thing. I'm like, at some point in the next 5 years, like there's gonna be a perfect point where they need to put the title on somebody for a few months, and it's like, who better than Randy?
Big time.
So, but yeah, I don't think it's super unlikely that the idea of Roman going over Braun to me, that's what's like iffy with it to me.
Okay. I mean, that's fair. Obviously, you'd have to pull off some stuff about who's the heel, who's the baby face, kind
But
of
then
get
of course you have
some
Paul
turns in
Heyman
there.
now involved with Bron
Hmm.
Breakker, so it really would make things interesting down the line if that match occurs.
And I saw people kind of theorize that Bron Breakker's kind of more paired up with Paul than like Seth is.
Yeah, I think so too.
Which I fully agree. Like, obviously, I think like Paul's gonna turn on Seth, and then he's
My
gonna be like
prediction
the
at this
advocate for
point
Braun.
is I think Mania next year, it's Seth goes in as World Heavyweight Champion, defending against a babyface Bron Breakker and Paul Heyman.
Okay, I like that.
Potentially. Or it
Um,
might not even be a I think it's probably past the point of a heel babyface thing. I think the line is probably so blurred in that situation. Because
yeah,
it's not only is it Seth at that point, but then it's Bron Breakker who's like a badass.
yeah, classic tweener.
Yeah.
Kind of
And
just
it's like
does whatever he
and it's
wants.
like at this point, and it's also just a quick mention. I mean, once again, I don't know if they're really trying to make this group like a heel faction. Bron Breakker, Seth
Okay.
Rollins, and Paul Heyman. But if you want to make a heel faction, in my opinion, you don't put together the three coolest fucking dudes possible.
Yeah, you're
Like,
not wrong.
how are those three guys going to get booed? That's the sickest faction ever.
They got a lot of work to do if they're gonna get booed.
I'm never booing them. I'm literally never doing it.
I mean,
There's
I
nothing
feel
they
like
could
they
do.
already got booed a little bit.
Yeah, but that's like they're gonna get the mixed in boos, but they're never gonna be like
Well, yeah. I mean, you just got to have them take
depends on
out
the
your top
crowd,
baby
right?
faces.
Right? Because you had a crowd that was booing Paul last week, and it's like
Great promo.
for sure. But there's like 50% of crowds aren't gonna boo Paul no matter what he says. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like it's very and same goes for Seth, and same goes for Bron Breakker, and it's like so and it's and I'm not even complaining at this point. Whatever. It's sick. So run with it. I don't care. And I'm
Yeah.
also very much like I think wrestling has evolved. I think you need heels and baby faces and stuff, but I think the lines have blurred a lot more over the
Big time.
years. And
Big
and
time.
there's way less.
Especially recently.
Yeah. So
So let's move on to this last one, Dylan.
yeah. Who takes it off Roman?
Do you want to throw a guess out there?
Main event Jay.
Does not main event Jay.
Okay.
They're on
Cody?
SmackDown currently.
Cody?
No.
Drew?
No.
Oh, Jacob Fatu.
No.
Oh, fuck.
I'll give you one more.
LA Knight?
No. The person who's beating Roman Reigns is going to be Carmelo Hayes.
Dude, I was going to
Predicted
say
win?
Carmelo Hayes. It just felt like there's no way that Triple H will book Carmelo Hayes to beat Roman Reigns. Like,
Predicted win SummerSlam of 2027.
maybe.
By this point,
I'm not against it.
a newer star who has been steadily climbing the ranks, like Carmelo Hayes, known for his confidence and skill, could be built up to be the one to take the title from a dominant heel like Reigns, marking a fresh face at the top of the company. I'm all for this. Let's start the push. Carmelo
I'm all for
Hayes.
this too. I just didn't guess that because it just doesn't seem like.
Oh, I would have never guessed it.
Yeah, right. No, he was a name that came up in my head too. Like you were like, he's currently on SmackDown, so I'm like, when I think like guys currently on SmackDown, he's one of the top guys I think, honestly. So,
Yeah.
but it just was like, yeah, they're not gonna book him to beat Roman, but I'm for it.
Hey, in 2 years, they could.
Yeah, I also think, Trick Mello both have like huge potentials as single stars on the main roster and futures, but I also think they potentially have a huge future together as a tag team on the main roster.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a great point.
So.
Especially with like how kind of Trick is, like right now with his character kind of being more of a heel. But I'll run through these champions again real quick. So you've got Cody Rhodes taking the title off of John Cena at SummerSlam of this year. You have Gunther taking the title off of Cody at WrestleMania 42. You have Bron Breakker taking the title off of Gunther at Survivor Series next year. You have Roman Reigns taking the title off of Bron Breakker at WrestleMania 43. Then you have Carmelo Hayes taking the title off of Roman Reigns at SummerSlam of 2027. So you guys let us know how you think AI did in the comments down below. Could you see this list happening? And like I said, check out our most recent video. We talked about what happened at WWE Backlash. So with that being said, I'm Mark Izzo, he's Dylan O'Brien, and we'll catch you in the next video.